Hello, my name is Michael Glenn, and in this episode of the Dojo Show, we're studying the Kata Karai. Karai means a bolt of lightning or a flash of lightning in the fog or in the mist. In this kata, we're opening up the space, filling it with fog and mist of confusion, and then striking our opponent like a bolt of lightning. So I cover here, step back and strike. I drop down, he rolls there, then I can turn and use my knee to break his arm. Okay. Or you guys maybe can't tell right here, but if I put more weight on that, something's gonna break. Yep. Let's do one more, Jesse. So from here, I step back with my left foot and drive in this strike. Okay. Then I turn. And then here I can enter in with my right knee. We're gonna focus a lot tonight on this grip and the kind of takeori that takes place here. So when I step back with my left foot, right, there's this takeori that happens on the wrist. You see how it folds here? Okay. So I let that takeori happen, and that's what allows this strike to come in. Okay, then I keep the takeori as I enter here. Okay. You guys understand? So that part's really important, that takeori, and there's different ways to pick up the takeori. I just showed like the kind of traditional way to do it, which is, give me that hand there. So that it's like this, right? So I'm picking it up off the sleeve like that. Okay? Try that version, please. So I do this part, right? I come in here, I drop. Robert rolls his arms over here, so now I turn. So I turn around to get his arm. No, I just, I was on my right knee here, so all I do is, so I can either, I can do it like this, or I can do something a little bigger. Let me be on my right knee. I can do something a little bigger by coming all the way over here. Yeah, so it just depends on what you're trying to go for. We're using the takeori to open up our target. So the one I was just doing here, he's grabbed right here, and as I step back with my left foot, this takeori, you see what it's doing to him. Okay, so he's standing here in Shizen, and everything's fine, but as soon as I pull this takeori, you see what's happened to his body now. Okay, let's do it this way. So James is all good, and she's in here. As I step back, you see his body, how it's changed. Okay. There's another grip you can use on this. As you step back, you rotate under and come that way. Okay. This is the one I saw Soke do. So I'm taking this grip here and rotating under at the same time I step back. And that's where I can pop that. Yeah. So then, as you come in, this can even attack up top, right? And then you've got this ogyaku here. All right. I had to let him take his ukemi carefully because of his injury, but you guys get the idea? The takeori opens things up for you. Okay. And so I showed two different grips for this takeori. You guys can explore both of those, yeah? Each one creates something a little different for you. There's different targets for that strike. So if Robert's grabbing here and I pull this open, Right, this is one target up here. Okay. Another one is down low here. Okay. So up here is like Kimon area, and then down there is Butsumetsu. And you can use a Boshiken or a Neo-ken or a Shikan-ken. Even Fudo-ken works. Hey, check this grip out, Robert. So on the hand here, the original one I did was like this. Yeah, think of these fingers as your fulcrum. So you know, like in a lever, you have a fulcrum. Those fingers act as a fulcrum there. And then the other grip that I did is this way. So you come up this way. Okay, it's like a pistol grip. And your index finger becomes the fulcrum there.
You're keeping the hand here. That helps.
Yeah, I don't worry about pulling it off my chest immediately. You know, I leave it there. In the basic kata, you're taking this takeori and then this hand goes to the shoulder. Okay? So as I take that and I go to the shoulder here and I enter back in, you see what's happened to this kind of chicken wing, right? So there's a lot of things that can happen with that. Okay, so as I pull this back and I'm at this shoulder, I can also use the elbow. See there? So Jesse got kicked in the head on the way over, yeah. So I'm pulling this back, driving that in. This can strike, but here I'm on the elbow. Okay, so now as I take the takeori around and over, you see the result. You okay?
Yeah.
It's a difficult ukemi, yeah. So this takeori here, right, and I'm driving this into the chest. So I manipulate the elbow here. Ooh. And then I've got the arm there. Okay. So he's grabbed here. I drive that in. This starts at the shoulder, right? But as I enter in, I've got the elbow here. I just leave that hand there and then I can get into the face, yeah? Does that help, Jesse? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can float from the shoulder to the elbow or the other way around. Okay. Nice. Great. Nice. Hey Michelle, a trick on that. So once you get this here, put this hand under the elbow or on top of the elbow. Feel that? Okay. This time when I step back with my left, I'm going to switch hands. Okay. So I switch hands like that. Okay. And then I can strike here, and he can't see that so easily. It's kind of hidden. This kata, Karai, the name means lightning in the mist or thunder in the mist. And you can imagine if you've had a foggy day and there's been some lightning, like it's kind of obscured by the mist, and it lights up the surroundings. So this strike is kind of like that. It's kind of coming out of the mist in a way that he can't defend or see it. Yeah. So I'm covering here, right? This hand does ura takeori. Okay, and then that can strike there. So you might not be able to see this, but I got his elbow here, yeah, and the leg. Okay, so if I turn on this elbow, it can get pretty bad. So as I step back, it's ura takeori, and there's that strike. See this ura takeori here? You okay? Oh, I think he's got new gi pants. I just noticed. Oh yeah, new gi pants is nice. So there's that strike there. See this Ura Takeori? A lot of things can happen with this. I could just send him on his way, yeah. So I just receive here lightly, okay? And as I drop this down, that one rises up. You see what's happened to Robert's body now, okay? So then I can rotate back the other direction. It's surprisingly fast, huh? One more time. So I've received lightly, I drop this hand down, and this one comes up. You all right? Jesse, please. So this is a light thing here, okay? It's just covering, right? This drops down and then it went up. You guys can't see maybe, but his finger would have broke there, okay, his thumb. I kept a hold of it as he went, and that's a chance for you to break the thumb. One more time. So light, up. And so you don't have to let him roll, right? You could just collapse him down like that. Let's do one more this way. You guys notice how I just dropped him? So he went to go for his roll and then splat. And that would have been a break on the elbow. You guys got the idea? So here, right? Up. This one is up, this one is down. Okay? Then you reverse. Okay? You don't have to grab the other hand, but you can. And since James didn't want me to kick his leg, I grabbed the other hand.
Hey, up here.
Punch. So here is light, okay? I'm noticing some struggles with the angle on this, so I'm going to show it again. Robert, please. So he's coming with his punch. And I just receive here, okay? You see his body now? What I've done to his body just with that change? Okay, one more time. So I receive here. You see Robert's body, okay? Then I just reverse it. So I reverse it back the other direction. It's tricky ukemi, huh? One more time. So here, right? See Robert's body? Okay, so then I can reverse it this way. That's like the kata we were doing, the ogyaku, right? So this time I'm on the outside here, okay? So I can maneuver this around to take the ogyaku the same as before, or I can change it, yeah. So I can switch here and I press his shoulder back that way, right, at the beginning. One more time. So here I've received, I'm pulling this shoulder just a little bit as I enter, okay? And then it goes the other direction. James can't really take ukemi that way, so I'm not doing it. Hey guys, look at this angle here. So as James is punching, I receive very lightly here, and then there's a slight tug on the shoulder. Okay. Now when I flip back the other way, see the angle of my hand? Okay. One more time. So I receive lightly here. See the angle of my hand there? That's what locks up his shoulder. Okay. So when you slow it down, you can see that. If I'm doing it fast, you don't see that, right? So Jesse, so he's coming with his punch. I receive, there's this little tug here, right? I trapped his foot there, so it was like hard for him to roll. So there's a little tug. So when I do that fast, it's hard to see. Okay, but you gotta get that angle across his back, yeah? So as you shift through there, you're kind of making this kamae to send him on his way, okay? So here there's this pull. Okay. So I'm receiving here, there's this little tug on the shoulder, and then it flips back the other direction. So a slight tug on the shoulder here, and back the other way. You guys maybe missed it, but he was going to get a face full of boot there. One more, Jesse. So you see there's a little tug, and then you go back the other direction. Okay, so you notice that throw happens all with one hand. Okay, see if you can get that feeling. So here, I'm facing you. Yeah, then I'm facing that way. So this is my kamae here, right? So now I can just walk. And just by walking, that's going to throw him. It's not muscle on my part to throw him, it's just walking. It's taijutsu, okay? See if you can get that angle. So he punches, and I just place this bow here, okay? Then I bring it across his body that way, and then down. It's pretty scary. One more time. So this is just covering here, right? You may shoot it out to attack Robert, right? And then you bring it across like that. You okay? He was afraid because this was going to go back into his face, yeah. Yeah, it's scary. So you receive here. So this is covering both hands still. Okay, and then it kind of helicopters across his body. See the leg? You guys see the leg there, how it's trapped? So this is just covering. This stick is covering that arm. This hand is covering that arm. Okay, one more time. So there, okay. Then you switch here, and you're still covering both arms. Okay, then you can let this helicopter across the body. Okay, James can't roll right now, so, but that as it helicopters across, it's going to clock him in the head. One more time. So here. Okay. We did that in slow motion, but you guys get the idea, yeah? So as that comes back around, that's nailing him in the back of the head. Okay. He might be stabbing, yeah? So he's stabbing with the knife there, and you use this to cover. That's to help knock the knife free, okay? I'm not really doing it, but it makes him want to let go. Okay, sorry. So that was 2 strikes on the arm plus 1 to the head. All right, so between all 3 of those, it's going to help you out against a knife. Yeah, one more time. So here I'm covering, right? There I'm covering again. Yeah, it's basically like he's getting caught in a fan blade. Yeah. So it's whirling around there, catching him in that fan blade. Okay. Hey James, start off with the cover. So as Jesse punches there, it's covering here. So you could potentially even pick that up to control it. Yeah, if it had a knife, maybe you would. So it starts with that cover. It starts with that cover there. Then it's there. So he's punching, I receive here. This second strike, I'm getting distance. Okay, I have the bow, so it's important for me to get all this distance. Okay, then I can come down on the arm there and to the head there. Okay, this distance is especially crucial if he's got a short sword or a knife. Like I want to get away from that and use the advantage of the bow. All right, so once more. So I'm here, right? Distance. Okay. So if he had a short sword or a knife, that gives me plenty of clearance to stay away from that blade. Yeah. So here, see how that part is across his body? But I've also got all this distance. Okay. So I can keep that in across his body there and then use that to control. So across the body there, yeah. See how that's blocking his knee and his other leg even, okay? So then this just comes up and you use it to control, okay? So this arm is locked. If I put pressure on this bow, something's gonna break. Yeah, you guys got the idea? So as he stabs, see what that bow does? One more time. Okay, and then I can just kick it across the body there, and I've picked all this up. I let his arm go there because I was gonna dislocate his shoulder, so. You guys got the concept? Try to be free with the stick like that. Now with the hambo, it's a little different, so let me try with the hambo. So the hambo, since it's so much shorter, I don't have the same distance advantage, right? So I gotta make my own distance advantage this way, okay? See that? And I can keep control here. Hey James, maybe you missed that part. Watch what happens with the bow. Yeah. So it's just here, and then here I can pick stuff up. Yeah. This hand covers here. And that you want to cross the legs, so you might even kick it to make it more across the legs, right? And then you can come in that way. You can start playing with these kind of locks. So you at the beginning you just have it too far away from his arm. Yeah. So you're having to drop it and you're having to bring it back to the arm, not so far away, right? So as Robert punches, see it's already up against the arm there. So what I'm watching when you do it is you're like, you know, and that's going to give him a lot of time to pull his arm out.